Got Creator in the bottom right. Cure in the top left on Dragon Scales. Dude, I wouldn't know and I wouldn't care. Because my wife is the best wife. Now, Cure Creator is just a good match. I hope that Cure plays some good games here. That's right, guys. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and everything, and Mapu as well. You can use the command Mapu. Mapu, the greatest observer that we have in the whole scene. Observes for us every single week here. He is a great observer and a great guy for getting up so early in Japan to do this. And yeah, check him out. Give him some love. And don't worry, we're paying him. So thank you to everyone that is subscribing and throwing donos and everything. Do appreciate it to help offset those costs. Now, I don't know what to expect. Like, both these guys have such a big range in the matchup. Well, I'll be well-mannered to a point. The, Cure definitely has games that I get bad manner about. Well, we wait and see. Reaper expansion. Pretty normal Nexus here for Creator. He's got his Reaper wall. Yeah, Cure had the best TVP run, I think, ever in the history of StarCraft 2. On the way to his championship, he beat, like, 3 of the world's best Protoss players, TVP. And they all had completely different styles, if you guys remember that season, where he was able to take down the GSL. Amazing, amazing season. It was such a good run. But he's never looked quite that strong ever again, unfortunately. He still obviously has some great results. But not to that level, right? He's one of those one-off champions, like Gumiho. Same type of thing. Where, like, you see Gumiho as well. Gumiho puts out, like, great games and stuff and still has some good results, but we just don't see that championship performance ever again. Now, Stargate coming up. Starport on the other side. Reactor Marines and the Hellion. Still some scouting going on from this Reaper. The right guy in the chat. Those do look like my popsicle right now. It's so delicious, guys. Just eating frozen strawberries on a stick. This is amazing. But, all right. Oracle coming up. Second gate. Probably an expansion build here from Creator. Over on the side of Cure, obviously going to be going for some light harassment. Throws the mine down. Getting a Viking as well to just make sure that he can push back on the incoming Oracle. Phoenix follow-up. Are we going to see a Phoenix Colossus from here? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so not what I thought I'd see from Creator. It's much more common to see an Oracle opening into third Nexus and Blink. That's a very common one. To go into a Phoenix afterwards signals that you want to go Colossi. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. Just does a single tag there. Obviously, you can't stay in there. Runs out. There's that third Nexus very quickly after he gets the tag. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, it's very common in Japan and Korea for trucks that sell certain things. Eggs, fish, tofu, you know, some of the more common things. They drive by playing loud music. It's like an ice cream truck in Korea, where you, like, run out and you buy from them instead of going to the store for the stuff. Anyways, Mapu does live in Japan, in case anyone is wondering. Anyways, yeah, this is just getting some good tags off overall. Pretty standard stuff from Cure. Nothing really looks too out of the ordinary. I like the Immortal. It feels like the Colossi is like just tiny bit late, but maybe I'm off on that. And, well, let's see it. The Colossi plus Phoenix, so kind of normal stuff. You definitely have to be on top of your defense there. You see those forward Phoenixes right now. They're just watching for any possible attacks coming up. You definitely have to be ready for them. Also, a very important thing, you saw that Raven. The Raven you want to pick off. If they try to come across the map, you really need to get the Raven. Because disables are like the best thing that you can do against like Colossi openers, right? Anytime you're utilizing Colossi as the backbone of your army early on, disable can mess that up. I don't know that we're going to see that here. By the time he gets across the map, there will be 2 Colossi, right? You're not looking to hit until you have +1 combat shields and stim. And here comes the pressure. A little bit of an attack coming out. Where are those Phoenixes? Get them together. You got to zone out those disables. It's really, really important. Oh, it's way in the front. He's not... It's good control from Kier so far. Now, does he have any sentries in here, actually? Okay, he has 3 sentries. That's one way you can deal with the disables, is you just force field wall. But look at this. He attacks elsewhere. Oh, my God. This attack from Kier is so good. Does the overcharge, but it's not anywhere near enough. Not anywhere near. And there's this second disable. Looks like disable wears off as he walks forward here. Disables once again. And Kier is just dealing so much damage. It's insane. Look at this right now. I think Creator is going to just barely live. But the double burrow. Oh, my God. Beautiful, beautiful flank there. And, I mean, that could be it, actually. That's very hard to break through at this point. He gets out 1 more Colossi, so that's really his last chance. Lifts up the Marauders. Very smart. Back dances his Colossi, but that's going to end up falling as well. He does have the 3 Nexus, but, like, we don't have any Twilight upgrades on the Gateway units, which is the problem. You have to keep those Colossi alive. You can see he's trying desperately to repower this Robo. Trying desperately. And not going to happen. Looks like he has picked off at least the Medivacs. But yeah, as more Mines Burrow and everything, more Medivacs come out. GG. So, that's what I was talking about, right? Anytime it's a Colossus-based defense and they have the Raven, you must get it. And Crater wasn't truly on top of that. He watched for the attack to come out. He tried to gather up his Phoenixes, but he didn't go hard enough after the Raven. If you know that they have a Raven and you're going Phoenix Colossi, a lot of times you'll see pros super dive in and maybe lose 2-3 Phoenixes. But it's worth it because the Raven destroys your defense. Yeah, TVP mech is quite weak in StarCraft 2. Bio's much better. Amazing. Real fruit popsicles. Oh my God. I'm gonna start eating that shit for breakfast. It's so good. Okay, let's do it, guys. Now we have Kira in the top left. We have Creator in the bottom right. And the map is Babylon. Okay. Babylon, most people think it's pretty good for Terran, but I don't look at map balance as much in StarCraft 2 as in StarCraft 1. The maps are more vanilla-ish in StarCraft 2. There are definitely differences. There are definitely map balance goes in different directions, but it's not quite as crazy as StarCraft 1. So I don't like when I mention like Terrans tend to like Babylon. I feel like it's not as big a deal as saying something like, oh, this is a Protoss map in StarCraft 1 or something like that, right? For those of you who are my StarCraft 1 nerds that are watching this right now and maybe don't pay as much attention to StarCraft 2. But yeah. Let's see what creator brings to us this time. It was interesting that he went Oracle into the Phoenixes. I don't think it's bad. I really like Oracles. I think Oracle gives you like a lot of flexibility in the early game. Although I do like Oracle into Blink as opposed to into Phoenix Colossi. But that's okay. There was such good anti-air for Cure right off the bat that, yeah, I guess he was able to zone everything out. Honestly, when you think about it, the fact that he got the Viking that early is part of the reason why his Raven never really got sniped. He just kind of kept everything out of his base very, very well. Okay. Cure gonna go ahead and expand. A bit of harassment on both sides. And we just gotta wait a minute. And yeah, I gotta say, I'm glad that we're having a nice TVP here. I've been saying it for probably a couple months now. I think TVP is in the best shape it's ever been in StarCraft 2. And it's the most interesting. Well, I guess those go hand in hand, right? There's just like, it really can go either way. And there's a lot of opening strategies that both sides can use. And there's even a good amount of different like compositions that get used. They're not super different from each other, but they're a little bit different from each other. Not as different as like mech versus bio, but really that's the biggest difference in unit composition in the whole game anyways. So Stargate coming up. I bet you he'll go Oracle into Blink this time. I'll bet you that. You don't want another game that looks like that one. Cure did an excellent job keeping his Raven away. Keeping that defense going. A little shade up, just a little tiny bit of scouting going on. And of course, that's just slightly annoying. You gotta turn and run. It's taking some light damage here. Oracle coming out. And let's see if he goes second Oracle or not. I would imagine again. You do want to get multiple Oracles generally when you're going to third base plus Blink. They're good for pinning Terran into their base. They're good for cleaning up harass. They're good for, you know, scouting. Oh no, he goes into the Phoenix again. So that means he's going to throw a Robo down. I guess technically you could go one Phoenix and do something else, but it's like nothing fits well with it. Because Phoenix and Stalkers fulfill the same role early game for Protoss. You only see one or the other. So as soon as you see one, you generally assume that it must be Colossi, because nothing else pairs well with Phoenixes. And the only other thing that really fights super well against Terran in the early game is the Blink Stalkers. So, yeah, it looks like he wants to do the same exact build. We'll see if he can do it a bit better this time. It's certainly a different opener from Cure. He's opening up here with a Marine drop, but he is going into a Raven as well. So it might end up very similarly. What? Oh, man. Okay, this might be a very anticlimactic series, unfortunately. Like, dude, he's going to get the Oracle? Oh, it just barely doesn't. Okay, well, at least he saved the Oracle. But losing that Phoenix right off the bat, and he's lost 4 probes here. Like, this drop was excellent from Cure. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Huh. And I don't even care what the value it says right there. That was way better for Terran than Protoss. Way better. Now, an Immortal coming out. Yeah, see, he is delaying that first Colossus just a bit. Now, I believe that's actually a second Raven being made. So, there's a very good chance here that we see, similar to the last game, a very powerful attack that just kills him at +1 stim and combat shields, right? Adding a couple barracks right now. Adding some additional reactors. The double Raven, like, that's so many disables, and not just disables. Like, you can use some auto turrets there, too. Now, likely this game, We'll see it kind of come down to if these Phoenixes can maybe reduce the Raven count a little bit. Also, I do want to mention, I was talking about it in the previous game, but like we didn't see it really come into play because of the way that his third base and natural were split and he had to go up the hill. But one of the older ways of dealing with Raven disable pushes as a Colossi player is to walk out into the middle of the map with your Colossi and try to force the disable earlier, and then utilizing force fields to slow down the attack to basically eat up the disable time, right? Just assuming that you're gonna get disabled, and you gotta make that run out before they put it to you, before they're killing a Nexus for you having your Colossi disabled. So that is something we could end up seeing here. We'll see how many. We'll try to keep track of how many sentries he pops in. And it looks like it's just about time. See, this is all lining up just like we saw previously. Feels like +1 is like maybe a little bit slower. It does have a decent stasis ward there. Stasis wards are hilarious. They can swing the game really quickly. They can just turn... Like, if you just... The thing is, he has the Ravens, so you'd imagine that he's going to just see the stasis ward and stop it. But maybe with, like, the Phoenixes jogging around, trying to poke him back, he doesn't. Who knows? So turns around as he lands his third base. Concussive shell's coming. And there it is. See, this is the really important moment. He gets one of them. He gets one of them. See? This is exactly the type of move you need to do. Then he goes for a harass. Is he completely confident on holding off one Raven push? Okay, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like, literally 100% exactly what I was talking about, where you walk into the middle, you get them to disable you, and then you throw down force fields and you buy that time. So this is already held, basically. Like, I think he's done... It's not 100% held, but, like, this has been done very, very well. There's another disable, but he's got a stasis ward that he's using for zoning purposes here. Look, 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 look! Oh, my God. And does back up. He's got... Oh, my... Yeah, no, he's going to hold this. He's going to hold this. I'm almost sure he's going to hold it. Maybe not. Oh, he needs those to walk into the fucking stasis ward. There it is. Okay, so freezes 2 Marauders there, and now the Phoenixes will clear everything. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Now that's the hold that we were looking for. Much better done. Like, he literally took the... Creator must be listening to someone translating my cast into Korean. Because, you know, he picked off one of the Ravens with the Phoenixes and then bought time in the center with the Colossi plus force field. So that was an excellent hold from Creator. And the game really goes on now. So double Forge for Creator. 4th Nexus starting up. He's got a very healthy Phoenix count. He should not be making any more of those. Oh, he's making another Phoenix? Really? Wow. And he's getting +1 air attack. That's fascinating to me, okay? Like, he's got 8 Phoenixes. That's a much bigger number. Like, a lot of times, Phoenix Colossi nowadays is like 5 Phoenixes. Yeah, that's wild, man. Going up to 9 to 10, getting +1. I mean, obviously, if you're still making them, get the +1. If you're still utilizing them, it's such a cheap upgrade. It's definitely worth it. I'm just surprised to see it because here's the truth. Oh man, that EMP was sick. Oh my God. But here's the truth about the Phoenixes. They don't scale well. Don't listen to anyone who tells you that Phoenixes scale super well throughout the game. They really don't. As the supplies get higher and higher, the Phoenixes, eventually they can't fly into the army to pick anything up because the DPS coming out just pops them. In early game, in small numbers of units, Phoenixes are one of the best units in the entire game. But yeah, as we get later, it gets very difficult against Widow Mines and Marines and Ghosts with EMP. So I'm excited to see him play with this many Phoenixes because I feel like the last time this was popular was during Heart of the Swarm. Like maybe 2014, we still saw people make this many Phoenixes. Flies over the mine. Yeah, tanks one shot with that one. I mean, he's harassing a little bit, but like this doesn't feel like super important, right? Killing 2 SCVs there. Does that feel important? No, not so much. Not so much. All right, Kier coming in from the side. The Phoenixes fly over the army and pop. Okay, sick. Well, that's that happened. So we're down to 5 now. Yeah, what'd he lose? 5 or 6 Phoenixes there, unfortunately. +1 almost done. May as well let it finish. Painful, though. No doubt. Definitely has to move up here and take care of this. Oh, God, that looks bad. Much harder defense right now. So the Phoenixes still are enough to deal with the Vikings. So at least that's something. Well, there are 2 Vikings on the side, actually, that he has not dealt with. The Overcharge keeping a lot of this alive. This attack looks better for Cure than the defense looks for Creator. Like, it feels like Cure is doing good work and not losing things that are very important. Whereas Creator's like, okay, we're losing like a Colossus or 2. You know, it's mostly charge lots that are dying. It's not like we haven't seen the switch into Blink, right? Like, eventually when you go for Phoenix Colossi, you're supposed to eventually switch it over into Stalker Colossi. Well, Stalker as your anti-air form instead of Phoenix. Like I said, they occupy the same spot. But it looks like this is a completely different strategy that Creator is trying. Notice how he's building Phoenixes again. So he's staying on Phoenixes, and he's focusing really heavily on Zealot production. So it's like Colossus, Charge Lot, Phoenix. Woo! Another EMP there. Very painful indeed. You can see the mines doing like some serious work here as well. The Zealots are getting shaved down so quickly. Oh man, these EMPs are insane. That Archon just being blasted. This attack just totally didn't do anything. Like, Cure is just absorbing everything Creator is doing at the moment. Okay, Blink is finally coming up. Second Robo, probably a good idea as well. His economy's big enough. Like, he can do these things. And another Phoenix. Dude, I really... Like, I love seeing some new takes on these builds, on these strategies, rather. I just don't know about the amount of Phoenixes he's making this game. Obviously, the Stalkers, you know, going to be a unit that's pretty useful throughout. Yeah, look at that. 12 Phoenixes have died. He's got 6 more, so that's 18 Phoenixes, dude. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money he spent on Phoenixes this game. And I don't think that they truly paid off. Like, he's still okay. The game is still going on. He can still win the game. It's just, it feels like, yeah, he I don't know. I like it when they stop at 5. But anyways, is still Cure, kind of marauding about the map. Trying to utilize these Vikings. The Vikings are not doing well. So that is certainly one thing to say about the Phoenixes. I think Cure is probably surprised how many Phoenixes he's seeing as well, because he keeps coming up with like 6 Vikings. Oh my god, that mine hit. Oh my god. Oh, his Phoenix is getting just destroyed. There's so much damage. He's taking a 5th base, still harassing with Zealots a little bit. But the grind really feels to me like it's going a little bit more Cure favored. Now, what we can say about Creator is he's kept his economy intact. He's not taking economic damage. That's important. His upgrades still looking strong, just as Cure's are. And he's got the double Robo now. That's such a big part of late game Protoss versus Terran, is just keeping robotics units alive, because really those are the high value units that like help you to kill the Terran army over and over and over. Disruptors, Immortals, Colossus, more so Colossus and Disruptors than Immortals, but Immortals certainly as well. So really just having a lot of Robo units, then enough of everything else to buffer for those Robo units to get their damage in, is a very good and solid way to play PvZ. Nice pick off there from Cure. Cure retreating. Blink forward, doing a great job on those couple of medevacs. Medevac's getting very low on energy, and here comes Creator now. This is a little bit scary. Dude, the mine hits. He doesn't have an Observer to speak of over here. Observer speed and an Observer coming out, though. Good EMPs. Zones everything out with that Disruptor. I think it's time to throw away that last Phoenix, my man. 17 of 18 have died. You're the last one. We will rise from the dead. Yeah, I know your name is Phoenix, but you're really not going to. You're the last Phoenix of this game. In fact, he just sent it off. Maybe it'll just sit there and scout for a bit. Alright, just gonna scout through the main, fly into a missile turret, die. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. Not doing anything at this point. Oh, wow. DT's just kind of wrecking these ghosts on the side. That's kind of funny. DT Blink is on the way. Plasma Shield's on the way since he has 3-3 already. So good stuff. And that's a scary army. Dude, that is a scary army. We will give Creator that right there. He's got a lot of disruptors. He's got a lot of Colossi. Blink Stalkers, has an Archon in there. Good stuff. But a counterattack up in... Oh my god, this is where both his Robos are and his Templar Archives. It looks like he's going to go after Probes instead, which is not too bad, I guess. 68 is still enough, though, so... does a recall to the main base, but great job picking that up. Yeah, looks like... Well, he picked off some disruptors there, at least. More DTs being warped in. Still feel like Kier is outplaying Creator by a bit. Like, it feels like he's putting out overall a better game. But the overall, like, strategy that I was talking about keeping Robo units alive still seems to be working. Like, I can still see Creator possibly winning this game. Here he's coming now with a rather large attack. Now, his DTs are all going to fall pretty quickly. That's a good defense. That was a little bit sloppy there from Creator. And now he's getting flanked a bit, but the disruptors can solve a lot of these problems. How many does he have, though? Oh, my God. Is he just going to lose all his disruptors here? Look at this arc from Cure. Oh, my God. And Cure going to kill everything, man. Holy crap. Not the best control there from Creator. And with the amount of Marauders chasing him down, he can't do anything, really. Has to run all the way home. He's going to lose at least one base, I would say. Let's see about that. These Marauders are very low, but there's so much damage output, I don't think he can really do too much against them. Like, if he had another 8 charge lots here, maybe. All right, warps in another group of Stalkers. Trying to hold on. Creator's supply going very, very low at this point. His army supply, in particular, he's lost the Robo units, which is the only thing I was giving him as a decent advantage in this game that could win it for him. So in my mind, Creator is basically lost at this point. He's trying to recover, but yeah, he GG's. That's an interesting game. Kier going to go ahead and win 2-0. Creator using the same type of strategy both times. 18 Phoenixes is a lot of Phoenixes. Again, I don't think we've seen heavy Phoenix with Colossi since Heart of the Swarm be a top-tier strategy, right? Like, I'm sure there's been a couple games where we've seen it, but, like, to be a top-tier strategy, to beat the best players in the world with any consistency, it's been since Heart of the Swarm, I believe. So, definitely did not work out there. Did feel like he was being pretty outplayed, too. As much as I like Creator, it did feel like that.